Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101, about 5 minutes away. And we may go on a little bit longer than 5 minutes, but I can just guarantee you after this conversation about the greatest TV show episode of all time, we will have the Offspring keyword for you to get in the Metro for the Q101 pop-up free. The only way in is to listen and get the keyword and text it in. So don't go anywhere as we discuss the greatest TV show episode of all time. And I like this list because it's not just the best TV show of all time. Lists obviously can be very cliche and, you know, they're subjective and they get people mad. But I just kind of found this one interesting because you can kind of like a show, but one episode can stay with you forever. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I'll go through the top 10 on this list. We'll go down starting at 10 to 1. And I know you can probably, predict some of them maybe, but I don't know. So let's start with number 10. It was a TV show. Now, I don't know this show. It was called Atlanta.
Yes, good show. It was Donald Glover's show.
Like Donald Glover?
Yeah.
What was the premise of the show?
About growing up in Atlanta.
Oh.
They lived there.
Why don't we have a show called Chicago? I don't know.
We do. We have Fire, Petey, and Med.
Well, those are my shows, but yeah. And they're not in the top 10, by the way, Seth. Spoiler alert.
And also, we have Shameless also.
Okay, we have a lot of shows.
And we have
The Bear.
Roseanne. We have plenty of Chicago.
We have The Bear. We have a lot. We have Married with Children. Don't forget that. Mm-hmm. All right, so there was an episode, season 2, episode 6, called Teddy Perkins. Now, if you're listening out there and know that show, maybe you're going like, yes, hell yes. But Kenzie, did you see that show, Atlanta?
I saw episodes of it. I never consistently watched it.
Didn't drag you in, huh? Didn't make you addicted.
I think it came out at a time in my life where I didn't have a TV. I used to sleep in my car when I first started in radio, so I would see it at other people's houses, but I certainly couldn't watch.
Is the show that old? Is it like 10 years old or something?
Yeah, it's older.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's probably 10 years old now. My
Wow.
God.
And then I was sleeping in a car 10 years ago.
Okay.
Well, I'm glad you're here now.
No, I'm excited about it.
We got a couple TVs on the wall here you can watch.
I know.
A couple over there.
I want to put Atlanta on one of them. I need to catch up.
So that's number 10 on the list of the best TV show episodes of all time. Number 9, I agree completely with this, is The Shield Family Meeting, season 7. That's episode 13. That's the finale. Oh my gosh. People that have watched The Shield, and the shows you are all addicted to now, a lot of them have a debt of thank you to The Shield for breaking ground on FX, for doing a TV show that some of the stuff should never have been on, I guess, regular TV, even though FX isn't a pay channel, but it is with cable. Holy crap, was that a show, and disturbing. Made you think overnight after you watched the episode sometimes, especially that one they're talking about, Family Meeting. And I'm not speaking a spoiler here, but a show about bad cops. And when the bell tolls for you, boy, in the last episode, does it toll for everybody. Holy crap. Great show if you want to binge something. Number 8 was Roots Part 2. And I remember that show as a kid, if I remember right. That show was pretty old.
Yeah, 70s.
I just can't remember what that's about, what that part would be there.
Nothing good.
No, but also groundbreaking television. Number 7, Cheers, Showdown Part 2. That's the first season, episode 22. Now, I watched Cheers all the way through. I just can't remember what that episode's about.
Is Cheers a good show? Should I watch Cheers?
I think so. It's slower moving at time, but you got like Norm, great Chicagoan from Second City days on the bar.
They yelled his name.
Yeah, they go, Norm, when he walked in because
Don't they yell everyone's name when they walk in? Is that the whole thing?
Just Norm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Everyone's name got yelled at. I don't know.
Just Norm. Sam Malone, suave and debonair, the bartender who everybody wants to sleep with. And it's just a great cast. It was so perfectly done. Cheers was.
Wasn't Frasier
Yes.
a spinoff of that?
Yes.
And I love Frasier.
Yeah. If you love Frasier, then you have to go back and somehow binge Cheers if you find time for
All right, I
that.
gotta watch Atlanta and Cheers.
The big two.
Big 2, baby. That's on everyone's list.
Number 6 was Mad Men, the Suitcase episode. It's season 4, episode 7. Again, Mad Men's one of those shows I really wanted to say I watched because everybody at that time when that show was out, Mad Men, you have to be into it.
It was a clout show.
Yeah, very much. And I didn't watch it. But John Hamm, that's what made him what he is.
He's a big
love
hunk.
John Hamm.
Yeah.
You like John Hamm, Kenzie?
I do. And he was great in the morning show. He's on the last season. Phenomenal.
He was also phenomenal in the movie The Town with Ben Affleck. He was unbelievable in that movie. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he's handsome as hell.
Yes.
He's a handsome man.
Handsome.
All right, number 5 now. So the top TV show episodes of all time. Seinfeld, The Contest.
A classic.
Season 4, episode 10. Do you remember what that one was of Seinfeld?
Well, I've seen all of the Seinfeld episodes. But the name, I don't know it. What is?
So the contest was when they did the contest to see who could hold out the longest without self-pleasure.
I'm caught up.
And then the classic line in there is when Kramer walks in after like one day and goes, "I'm out," and lays his money on the table. Because there was a girl across the street he was looking at that was like vacuuming naked and stuff in her apartment. And so he goes, "She's got to shut the curtains. Something's got to happen. If I'm going to win this contest." And Jerry faced that way too. Oh, that was a great episode. Number 4, Sopranos. Okay, got to figure one of the Sopranos episodes would be in the top 4 of the greatest TV show episodes of all time. Season 1, episode 5, it's the college episode.
Yes, I have always said that is the best Sopranos episode. That's the first time we see, sorry, spoilers, that's the first time we see Tony kill somebody.
It's the first time ever on TV that a main character killed somebody. Ever.
Really?
Yes. And so it set the tone, but you also, at the same time, were sympathetic and liked him.
Oh, I was like, well, he's justified in killing this guy.
It's kind of like when it's like watching You.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, well, all these people should probably die. Joe's a pretty good guy if you think about it. He's just defending all these people.
Yeah, so I was surprised it wasn't Pine Barrens.
That's, I think, the consensus favorite at this point. But I always like college more because you see Tony kill somebody, and that's also what's now kind of become a meme of the Tony and Meadow conversation in the car where Meadow asks if Tony's in the mob, and he gets very defensive and says, no, he's in waste management, and that's a stereotype, and it's offensive.
And then he breaks down and just tells her.
Yeah,
basically,
exactly.
How long have you known? It's wild. So
What a wuss. Gives in.
No, but daughters, man, they can melt your heart. Even murderous mob bosses. Top 3 episodes of TV of all time. The Leftovers. It's an episode called International Assassin, Season 2, Episode 8. That's a show that I really have FOMO on because everybody I know loves that show, and I did not watch it, and I don't know how I catch up at this point.
I always feel like I've seen everything, and then these lists comes out.
I
And
know.
I'm like, oh. I said I've seen nothing.
think-
I've never seen TV before.
Yeah, what's going on?
I know you've seen the next one. Number 2 is The Simpsons, Last Exit to Springfield. That's Season 4, Episode 17. I can't remember what that episode is, Case.
That's an interesting pick. It's not what I would have done with The Simpsons, but it's a pretty iconic episode in which Homer negotiates the union contract for the nuclear power plant.
Oh.
I feel like Marge versus the monorail has become the go-to Simpsons pick. It's actually not my Simpsons pick, but at number 2, that's a pretty iconic Simpsons episode.
And number 1 of the best TV show episodes of all time. You have a guess, Kenzie? What it might be? What
would
TV
say,
show,
and
anyway?
Someone else texted this in. If we're going off just iconic, changed the course of an entire show, craziness, I would say Game of Thrones, The Red Wedding. Someone else texted that in because the entire show, half the cast. Sorry, spoiler alert. You missed Game of Thrones. It's not my fault.
It is your fault.
I don't care. I'm not doing this with you. It's old. Half the cast, if not more, dies. All the lead characters.
Yeah.
In like 30 seconds.
Huh.
At a wedding.
I have not seen this show. I'm very
It's
surprised.
Like, yeah, everything that you thought may happen is like, who's gonna fight? Seriously, like, what's gonna happen? Like, everyone's dead. It's unbelievable. You would think the entire show would have to end. It blows your mind. It changes the entire course of a show because basically everybody dies. So that's the biggest plot twist craziness.
You would think Game of Thrones would be in the top 10 an episode
Yeah.
anyway.
Nothing from the last season, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm saying you're wrong on that one. It's not Game of
Wow.
Thrones.
What is it?
Case, do you have a guess?
I would guess it's something from The Wire.
Yeah.
You know, the ceiling on that show was so high. The peak of The Wire is regarded as the best TV in history. I would think it's something from that show.
It's not The Wire. Another clout show, by the way. If you tell somebody you haven't seen The Wire, prepare to be in an argument for 10 minutes. You haven't seen The Wire. What's wrong with you? You're an idiot. And so number 1 is of a TV show episode of all time, the greatest one. And this is what this list from Rolling Stone is saying. Breaking Bad makes sense as far as that show. I'm having a hard time with the title on this one. Ozymandias?
Yes.
Okay. Season 5, episode 14. Now, I'm going to be that person people are going to yell at. I started Breaking Bad during the pandemic with Megan. We never finished it. I should have watched it in real time, obviously 15 years ago at this point is when it started.
Okay, I have another hot take to add to that. I watched Breaking Bad and I watched Ozarks, and I liked Ozarks better.
Oh, I've seen Ozarks. I love Ozarks.
And everyone,
Ozark. It's
and
actually
people-
just one
I
Ozark.
put an S on everything.
Like the jewels.
Yeah, there's a bunch of episodes, so it's Ozarks.
So I was watching the Ozarks, and I went to the Jewels because they had a sale on cheese.
But yeah, so
Oh,
I do really like Breaking Bad, but I did like Ozarks. But it was just, I feel like it was faster moving,
Yeah.
you know? But
Yeah.
Breaking Bad's good.
Well, clearly. I mean, it is incredible, that performances. And there you go. There's the top 10 TV episodes of all time. Now, you can chime in with yours, but let's get this Offspring word first. Let's get to that because I know you have been waiting patiently.
You can do it! Now is your chance to win passes to the Q101 pop-up with The Offspring at the Metro in Chicago. Message and data rates apply. Please don't text and drive.
Q101.
All right, the Q101 pop-up with The Offspring. Come out and play at the Metro is Thursday, September 19th, 2 weeks from today. The only way in is to win right now by texting the keyword noodles. Guitar player there of Offspring, Noodles. Noodles. Text that to 312-591-8300. You get 2 tickets to the show at the Metro. Incredibly limited, obviously, because it's under 1,000 people. And you can't line up for this. You cannot buy these. The only way to win is right now, texting noodles to 312-591-8300. That word is good till 8:59. So if you're in this crazy traffic morning that you're part of and you don't want to text and drive right now, you can wait till you pull over in 20 minutes. It's not a race. You only do it once. 8:59, that word is active. Sponsored by our great friends, Wintrust Community Bank and Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And if you missed the keyword from The Offspring right before Franz Ferdinand, we'll give it out again here at 8:20. So stay right here for that. We also have Ticket Butts Thursday, get ready to launch as well. So stay here for all of that. We're talking about the best TV show episodes of all time. A ranking came out on Rolling Stone. And a lot of people chiming in on, agreeing, disagreeing, or just adding mainly their own of not necessarily the best TV show of all time, but the best TV show episode of all time. And we had Mark check in from Evergreen Park. And he said, I can't believe The Office wasn't in the top 10, not one episode. Now, they were in the ranking because it goes like to 200 episodes.
Right. So a lot of people's favorite shows that they were texting in about are on the list.
Yeah,
just
literally.
not the top 10.
You got to go take a look at it. We'll post that on our Facebook page. Take a look through it. Mark from Evergreen Park. And maybe other people
rhymes.
from
That's
Evergreen.
fun.
Yeah, Mark from Evergreen Park. Mark from Evergreen Park.
I like it.
Like a song. But he wanted to add in that because his was The Office Fun Run was his favorite TV show episode of all time.
That's a very, very good one.
And here's what it sounds like.
A woman shouldn't have to be hit by a car to learn that she may have rabies. But that is where we are in America. And that does not sit right with me. And that is why I am hosting a fun run race for the cure for rabies, to raise awareness of the fact that there is a cure for rabies, a disease that has been largely eradicated in the U.S., but not very many people know
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The ticket window is open. Ticket Blitz Thursday.
On Q101.
Love Ticket Blitz Thursday. More free stuff for you. And we've given out tickets for St. Vincent in Clash with Kenzie all week. We have more of those. St. Vincent at the Metro sold out. And Ticket Blitz Thursday is sponsored by our great friends Aurelio's Pizza, celebrating 65 years of memories in every bite. Aurelio's Pizza. What is it, Kenzie? It's the sauce.
It's the sauce, baby.
Yeah, it's the sauce. It's so good, their sauce. So text SHOW right now, SHOW, to 312-591-8300 for your chance to win. That is SHOW. 312-591-8300. Text SHOW right now for your chance to win tickets to that St. Vincent show. And it'll be every hour today. So Lauren will have them. Brian Phillips will have them every hour for St. Vincent at the Metro. She's incredible to see live. And at the Metro in that setting, forget about it. So we were talking about the best TV show episode of all time, a list from Rolling Stone that we can get up there, on, of course, on Facebook, because it's like 200 long. But the top one was Breaking Bad's episode. So it was the Ozymandias episode, season 5, episode 14. There's a whole bunch on there, like there's Sopranos, and there's other ones that we are passionate about, and you guys are too. A lot of people checking in on The Wire. Certainly with some episodes there. Kenzie, when we played the guy, our boy from Carpentersville, who loved the Office episode of the Fun Run, that hit a trigger with you as well.
Okay, so my favorite episode, and this is why it stands out to me in TV history, it is from The Office. Fun Run's great, but it's not that. It's the first episode of The Office that I saw. I watched it after it went through its popularity.
Yep.
And I saw it on TV and was like, okay, wait, I have to go back and watch this entire show now. And it's actually in the first season. It's Diversity Day. Michael Scott, who is the boss of The Office, did Chris Rock bit in its entirety, including all the vulgar words that you're not allowed to use. And because of that, they are now having diversity training. But Michael didn't like how the professional did diversity training and decided to come up with his own tactics. And made everybody put a different
minority or ethnicity
on their head, and people were supposed to treat them with the stereotypical disrespect, and they had to guess who they were. And it's incredible.
So what was on Pam's head? Because this is a conversation between Dwight and Pam.
I want to say hers said Jewish.
It said Asian.
Which
is important to note.
Okay. No, Dwight said Asian.
You're right.
Pam's did say Jewish.
You're right.
So they're trying to guess each other's. Pam is describing to Dwight because her boss is telling her to, and she's trying to get him to guess Asian. And that's what this scene is.
Okay, do me. Something stereotypical so I can get it really quick.
Okay, I like your food.
Outback Steakhouse. I'm Australian, mate.
Pam, come on. I like your food. No, come on. Stir the pot. Stir the melting pot, Pam. Let's do it.
If I have to do this, based on stereotypes that are totally untrue, that I do not agree with, you would maybe not be a very good driver.
Oh, man, am I a woman?
Oh, God.
Oh, my
It's
God.
unbelievable. The entire episode is unbelievable.
Oh, my God. It's so good. All right, you keep chiming in with yours at 312-591-8300. The best TV show episode of all time. Not necessarily the best TV show. We'll also give you that Offspring keyword one more time after Pierce the Veil. Chance to get in a pop-up with the Offspring free. It's Brian and Kenzie.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We're talking about the best TV show episode of all time. Not necessarily the best TV show, but the best episode of all time. And I'm going to give mine in a second. Kenzie gave hers on the Office episode of the Diversity Day.
Diversity Day.
And you guys keep checking in. It's awesome to hear from you on this one. But first, the keyword for the Offspring, and that will get you into the Metro. It's noodles. So text noodles right now to 312-591-8300. That word is active for another half hour till 8:59. And that gets you into the Metro for the Offspring. The day before, they'll play Riot Fest and play Smash in its entirety. So you get both. If you go to Riot Fest, you get, that experience. And then the Metro, which you'll never get again. And it hasn't happened in 20 years minimum where the Offspring playing the Metro. Because, they play pretty much stadiums now and stuff like that. So you'll get to experience it. The Q101 pop-up. The only way to get in is to win. And another chance coming up with a new word at noon, 5 p.m., and 8 p.m. So 4 times a day. And again, noodles right now is what you can text at 312-591-8300. So I thought for me, for the best TV show episode, it's hard because I love TV and I watch a lot of it.
And you watch a lot of good TV. You watch a lot of prestige TV, critically acclaimed shows.
I like a lot of garbage, too.
You're a diverse man.
Oh, you're being serious?
I was.
Oh, wow.
No, I was being very serious.
Well,
I didn't think you were being serious either.
Well, I mean, listen, I do love trash TV, like The Challenge on MTV is like my favorite show of all time. But Entourage, I could say Entourage, the Sundance episode where they go to Sundance to try to sell Queens Boulevard.
It's the best.
Or they get him an Aquaman. They try to get him Aquaman. Oh, and James Cameron's in that. Love that.
Because my favorite
Love
Entourage
that.
is when they release Aquaman and there's the rolling blackouts in Los Angeles during what should be the biggest movie premiere of all time.
Yes.
God, it's the greatest show.
Kenzie, you have a favorite Entourage episode?
I did love Entourage. I have a hard time distinguishing episodes.
Well, all
have
of
to
them
be
is the
honest.
answer. All of the episodes are your favorite episode.
I thought it was hilarious not to be mean, but when
So something mean is coming.
Yeah, no kidding.
right before the film festival, when they get offered all the money from Eddie Ian,
Yes.
and they turn it down because they think it's gonna be incredible, and everyone hates
Oh.
it, and it's like, oh, you should really take in that.
Yeah.
Everyone, and the girl who made the offer, I forget her name, but Ari used to sleep with her,
Yes.
and she's just like
Dana Gordon.
She's like, thanks so much for basically not accepting that because that would have been on me, and it was like. Oh my God, he just was like a dog with a bone. He could not let go of Eddie Ian.
And by the way, the guy that buys it for $1 is the actor that is portraying Harvey Weinstein before all that happened.
Yeah.
And he portrayed
There's
it
a
right.
couple actors that probably wouldn't be in it now or portrayed at least.
Well, but I mean, that was like a lot of stuff in Entourage that happened like that predicted a lot of things that really did happen in real life later.
I would say they nailed the Harvey Weinstein
Oh,
character.
my
You're presented
God.
as an evil man throughout the entire show.
The guy was awesome.
I also really enjoyed when he fires Ari. And Ari's like so upset he can't even go to and they're in therapy, him and his wife, and she's like, he's just miserable because he went through this breakup. Like he's in such a relationship with him.
He's looking at Vinny on the computer going, are you crying?
Yeah, he's just like, I do love the extent of their relationship is very funny.
Yeah, so I could do that, or I could do my favorite TV show episode of all time, maybe the first episode 1 in Walking Dead. And episode 1 might be a little bit of a cheat on this thing, but that episode is so just memorable and shocking in a way of like how life would be if that happened. Anyway, what I'm going to pick is the South Park episode. I'm going to South Park, Trapped in the Closet. This is when Stan takes a free personality test by the Scientologist on the street, and after answering the questionnaire, they decide that he is depressed and he's a perfect candidate for Scientology, and he pays $240 to help. And then later, the president of Scientology determines that Stan's the reincarnation of L. Ron Hubbard.
As somebody who's never really watched South Park, I'm a little bit blown away by this.
That seems like a lot for South Park.
South Park was so good at capturing the moment, and this episode obviously was back, in 2005. This episode came out. So then they go to Stan's house. And Tom Cruise shows up because he believes that Stan is the second coming of L. Ron Hubbard.
Okay.
And so this voice doesn't, this is Tom Cruise and Stan in the bedroom. And of course, if you know the episode, you know what's happening next.
Elron? Elron!
That's Tom Cruise.
It really is you. Oh, this is the greatest day of my life.
Dude, I need to go to bed.
Don't you understand, Elron? It's me, Tom Cruise.
Yeah, I know who you are.
Well, haven't I done well, Elron? Haven't you enjoyed my acting? Which film did you like best?
Well, I mean, you're not like as good as Leonardo DiCaprio, but you're okay, I guess.
What?
I mean, you're not Gene Hackman or that guy that played Napoleon Dynamite, but you're okay.
I'm nothing. I'm a failure in the eyes of the prophet. Ah!
Hey! Dude, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it.
Go away.
Dude, this is my room.
Go away, I said.
Dad! Tom Cruise won't come out of the closet.
I can't tell you, I hyperventilated during this episode watching it the first time live. And you forget that John Travolta and R. Kelly are also, of course, acting characters, not the actual people, are part of this episode.
I'm going to watch this show. I've never seen this episode. This blows me away.
Oh, it's so good. And there's so much more. I'm not going to play the whole damn episode on the air. We're not going to do that.
Good idea.
All right. So keep checking in with your favorite TV show episodes of all time. 312-591-8300.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. If you missed the Offspring keyword this hour for a chance to get in the Metro, we'll have that again in 10 minutes at 8:50. It's good till 8:59. So stay here and we'll give it to you one more time. We've been talking for a while here about the best TV show episodes of all time. A ranking came out on Rolling Stone. Had a Breaking Bad episode as number 1. The list is all on our Facebook page. We'll get it up there if you haven't seen it. And there's people are checking in saying you've missed some shows. How about Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where every show is almost the best episode of TV of all time? He mentions, this is Anna, by the way. I'm sorry, Anna. When Mac and Dennis moved to the suburbs. when the gang gets analyzed and when the gang gets quarantined. That's one show that hasn't been mentioned yet. It's come through a lot. Also, Edgar checked in with the Slap Bet episode and How I Met Your Mother.
That's a good one.
So it's fun to hear you guys just that episode, not necessarily a whole show, but just one good episode. In Case, what do you got? What's on your list? I'd be curious to know.
I thought long and hard about this because I almost picked something from Barry, the Bill Hader show on HBO, because I was so in love with that show. But I think the episode that I go back to the most, the one that I enjoy the most, is an episode of The Simpsons called The Cartridge Family.
Okay.
And it's where soccer comes to Springfield. They have a match between Mexico and Portugal, which is funny in and of itself because the first half of the episode is all about making fun of soccer. But a riot breaks out during the soccer match, and Homer decides that he needs to protect his family with a gun. And the scene of Homer going to the gun store and buying a gun is the best 45 seconds in television history.
I'd like to buy your deadliest gun, please. Aisle 6, next to the sympathy cards. Whoa, careful there, Annie Oakley.
I don't have to be careful. I got a gun.
Well, you probably want the accessory kit, holster.
Oh, yeah.
Bandolier.
Baby.
Silencer. Loudener. Speed cocker.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
And this is for shooting down police helicopters.
Oh, I don't need anything like that. Yet. Just give me my gun.
Sorry, the law requires a 5-day waiting period. We've got to run a background check.
5 days? But I'm mad now. I'd kill you if I had my gun.
Yeah, well, you don't.
Oh, my God.
That is my pick for the best in television history.
Oh, my God.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.